U.S. President Bill Clinton told Russian lawmakers Monday their country's journey to democracy and the free market is probably the most important the world will see in his lifetime. In the first speech by a Western leader to Russia's lower house of parliament, the Douma, Mr. Clinton urged the lawmakers to pass legislation to continue social and economic reforms and to cooperate on global security and financial issues.
I believe very strongly from the first time I came here that Russia's future fundamentally is in the hands of the Russian people. It cannot be determined by others, and it should not be. A great deal of the 21st century will be strongly influenced by the success of the Russian people in building a modern, strong, democratic nation that is part of the life of the rest of the world.
During his three-day Moscow visit, President Clinton and Russian President Vladimir Putin held their first summit meeting, which focused mainly on security issues. Both leaders agreed the world faces an emerging threat from so-called rogue states, but disagreed on how to address the matter. Mr. Clinton said he does not believe a proposed U.S. missile defense system would threaten stability and mutual deterrence. But he said Moscow and Washington would work together to reconcile differences on the issue. During a joint news conference after their meeting, Mr. Clinton said he and President Putin broke new ground in cooperation between the two countries.
We also agreed to establish a joint data exchange center in Moscow to share early warning information on missile and space launches. This is terribly important. It is the first permanent U.S.-Russia military operation ever.
After departing Moscow, President Clinton met with Ukrainian President Leonid Koutchma and addressed a large crowd in central Kiev. His talks with President Koutchma focused on efforts to shut down the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, the site of the world's worst nuclear accident in 1986. Ukraine was the final stop on President Clinton's week-long four-nation European tour, which also included Germany and Portugal. Many believe this will be the final European tour of his presidency.